Let Kids Create. I'm Hannah. This is our combo challenge. Remember last time we got Jenny Key and paper. Okay, let's have a look at today's artist. Who have we got to work with today? Antoni Gaudi. Okay, I know Antoni Gaudi is a Spanish architect and his buildings aren't like anything I've ever seen before. The thing I think is interesting about Gaudi is the way that he takes like an everyday object, say like a door handle or something, reimagines it and makes it look quite beautiful. So that's quite cool, isn't it? Anyway, that is all I know about Antoni Gaudi, so let's do a little bit of research. And now let's look at materials that we've got to go with Gaudi. Let's have a look, see what we get here. Clay, that's a good one, isn't it? Actually, I'm trying to think what we could do with clay. We could use Fimo, that's a good one. There's air dry clay. Anyway, definitely requires a bit of research. So let's jump into it.
I start my Google search with finding out about Gaudi. What did he design? What inspired him? I see he designed lots of organic buildings and used different materials to decorate the outside and the inside. He even designed the furniture and the door handles, moulding them to fit your hand. Then I make a mind map so my brain can download all the things I've seen and found out. And then I highlight the things I'd like to use in my design. From the research, I put together a mood board using some of the images and information I found, and this will help to inspire my design, and it's a reminder of the style if I get a bit stuck. Gaudi was inspired by architecture, religion and nature. You can see the nature inspiration in the building the Casa Batlló in Barcelona. He used geometry and nature for structural ideas. When he designed, he made 3D models rather than sketching ideas, and he used ergonomics to help design everyday objects. I think he might even have been a genius. He was able to design those really big buildings like the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, right down to the tiniest of details like the door handles. I also found a couple of images of everyday objects made from clay, which I'm going to use as my inspiration for my Gaudi-inspired design. So I've decided I'm going to make an ergonomically designed spoon. So I start sketching in my book, putting down all the ideas and so that I know how to make the spoon. And I'm going to take some inspiration from Gaudi's tile work that he puts into his architecture.
Hello, Barry here. Ergonomics is a science. It is the design of anything that involves people improving things to make them easier for people to use. For example, designing a comfier chair for someone sitting at a desk. Ooh, a sneak peek. Shh, this is what Hannah's going to make. Here are some of the things you'll need to mold a spoon from clay.
Okay, so we've got our Fimo and we're going to just take little chunks of that. First of all with the colours, you can just cut a little piece off like this.
This is what we're going to use to make the coloured tiles.
Okay, so we'll do that with each of our colours. And what we want to do is just start to mould it a little bit.
We need to soften the clay by kneading it into shape.
We can just roll it out, maybe using a rolling pin. And you could cover that maybe with a bit of cling film if you don't want to ruin your rolling pin.
So just using the rolling pin just to get it as flat as you possibly can, and then you can maybe finish it off just using your fingers just to get it super thin. And then we repeat this process for the other colours.
So with our pinky coloured Fimo, we're going to take a piece and we're going to cut that. So you've got the little ridges in it, so we'll just cut that down a little bit.
So I'm splitting it into two. One piece I'm going to make a bit smaller and that's going to become the head of the spoon, and the other piece is going to become the body of the spoon.
One of them we're going to roll around into a little ball, like this, and the other one we're just going to make into a bit of a longer sort of sausage type of shape. And then we're going to get ourselves an actual spoon, and I like this one because it's got a little happy face on it. And we're going to use that just as more of a little base really.
So using the heel of my hand just to get it soft, I can then put it onto the spoon and use my thumbs and fingers just to kind of mould it into place to get that round shape at the top. And then I remove it from there and I can just manually just kind of pull up the sides to make it a little bit more like a spoon shape. So for the handle, roll that out a little bit and start pressing it into a shape that I can then start to mould around my hand so that it becomes the ergonomic shape that I'm after for the handle. And then I need to just attach that to the spoon head. So we're going to create a mosaic effect for the handle. So we're going to chop up all our little bits of Fimo into smaller pieces. This is inspired by the broken up ceramic that's used to make a mosaic on Gaudi's kind of architecture on the exterior. And we're just going to press it into the handle, and just, even if it's all a little bit kind of mismatched, that's fine. That's kind of what we want. We just want to add some colours into there, and we just press them all in so they make a really interesting little pattern. So I've decided I'm going to remake the head, so I just need to roll another piece of that lighter pink Fimo out. I'm going to add some of the colours to it, and I'm going to roll it to see what it looks like when it's got a more of a marble effect. So I'm going to just use the heel of my hand to get it a bit softer, and then rolling it all up before I can mould it into the shape. See how it's got the marble effect on there? It's quite interesting, and makes it look a little bit different than to the handle. So just moulding it into the spoon again, and then I'm going to replace the head, taking the other one off and pressing this one back in and making sure it fits snugly into my hand. And then we're ready to harden the Fimo. So we put it onto a baking tray, stick it into the oven at 110 degrees for 30 minutes.
So here we are with our Gaudi inspired spoons. I really liked how the mottle effect worked on there. I thought that worked really nicely. So this is them after they've been in the oven. I think next time maybe I would try air dry clay just to give it a go. I think you don't need to put it in the oven, and you could maybe even wrap it around a pen or a pencil and mould it to the shape of your hand, and that could be fun. Let's finish with a poem, shall we? We're going to grab Spike Milligan's book. Down the stream the swans all glide. Down the stream the swans all glide. It's quite the cheapest way to ride. Their legs get wet, their tummies wetter. I think after all the bus is better. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
If you've got something to share, we'd love to see it. You can post it to our social media pages and hashtag Virtual Insight.
I was killing a fly, sorry. This is Hannah. Oh, stop! I can't do it now. It's because I killed a fly. Okay, ready? Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Okay.